Hey dudes, how you doing? Well, sometimes people ask, what is your favorite tool? And I suppose in general I don't have a favorite tool, but some of my dad's hand tools I suppose are very, very special for me, so those would be my favorites. But in terms of my everyday stuff, I don't have a favorite tool, but I can explain to you what I consider to be my essential tools. In other words, I have these with me all of the time when I'm working, and whether I'm using hand tools or power tools, these essentials are always with me, either stuffed in my pockets or in my work belt. So let's just take a look really quick. First of all is a small tape. I like a tape that can fit in my hand. You can see I've taken the clip off. I like to not try to hang it on my pants. It goes in my pocket or in the tool belt. And these handy little rules are very thin, so you can easily transfer the mark from the tape onto your work. And they have an adjustable tip. This is not broken. This tip has to move its own thickness, so that when you're pulling a measurement this way or you're pushing to get an inside measurement, you still come up with the same result. What that means, however, is that you have to take especially good care of this ruler. If you drop it or bend this tab, then your measurements are going to be off. And so periodically check it with your engineer's rule or something else to make sure that your measurements are going to be accurate, whether you're pulling or pushing for a measurement. So I always have a small, happens to be a 12-footer, fits in my hand really well, and I don't nearly drop it as often as I do something very large. I have a small knife with a retractable blade so I don't hurt myself. Absolutely essential for cutting things open, trimming, even emergency sharpening your pencil, which brings up the pencils. I always have a little stubby one because sometimes you need to make a mark in where you can't reach with a long pencil. And then I have a regular pencil, but this little clip is essential. Every time I bend over, the pencil falls out of my pocket 100 times a day. It's very frustrating, so I'm able to clip that in my pocket. But I don't like mechanical pencils. I like just a sharp number 2. It's been my favorite. Have to have a small screwdriver. It's got multiple tips on it. Even with a power screwdriver, on delicate work, I like to check the final tightness of the screw by hand so I can feel if it's loose or tight or if it's starting to strip. So nothing like working with your hands for a good outcome. Always have blue tape. Blue tape, you can mark things with it. You can mark the walls with it. You can write notes to yourself. You can put it on your drill bits so that you don't go down into the wood too far and poke through on the other side. It's just an invaluable tool. And then a combination square. Here's a real small one that I can keep in my pocket. Here's a bit larger one. These do multiple things. They give you a 90-degree angle, they give you a 45, but most important, they can give you a depth or a measurement without having to calculate a number. So if you need to know the width of something, it's a very odd unit, you simply feel what the width is with this tool, and then you can transfer that width. You don't have to go to the extra step of an abstract number that you're writing down. So they're very valuable tools. You can check the 90 degree of your cuts, and you can do some small measurements with it. You can use it as a square when you put it on the end of your work to draw 90-degree lines. In a pinch, you can use the little level on there. And it's just a really invaluable tool. When you're doing really fine work, even a pencil lead is oftentimes too thick. So usually on these combination squares, they will give you just a little bit of a scratching tool to make a very, very fine line. You can use a knife for that as well. So when you get to do really fine work, you're marking really with your knife or with a little scribing tool like this. The pencil lead can be big and thick, and you can build up errors that way. So these are what I consider to be the essential tools. I always have them with me. It's a great place to start in your shop, whether you're power tool friendly or whether you're using hand tools. Hey, we'll see you dudes later.